For just a short period, he's already completely convinced of the benefits of limited potential of participating in Toastmasters. With a bachelor's degree in psychology and currently working on his MBA focused on leadership, he has compiled some observations on how to get the most out of Toastmasters. He believes these ideas will help any member at any level achieve more. Please help me welcome Jon Hersam to the stage. Jon Hersam.
Why are you here today? Why am I here today? Why are each of us here today? I believe it's because we want to get something out of Toastmasters. And I would like to share a few ideas and ask you to identify one that you can begin using to get the most out of Toastmasters. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, and thank you, esteemed members and honored guests. There are so many ways to benefit from Toastmasters, and I'd like to focus on a few areas and ask you to identify one that you can begin working on. The first area is practice. I think of Karate Kid when I think of practicing. Daniel-san had the challenge of learning and being challenged to try new methods and new ideas. He was motivated by his coach, but one important aspect is that he had to practice, or else nothing would have been accomplished. So 2 ideas that we can practice. 1, use your car. What a great time of day to be able to speak and do something that no one else will critique you on. You can simply try anything you want and be able to practice. And I had a good recommendation from Don, who I'm grateful for, when I asked him how he does so well at table topics. He said he listens to the radio, and when he hears a question, turns the radio off, and begins answering that immediately in 30 seconds. So we can practice this at any time. Another idea. Number 2, when we're in social interactions, when we're observing others speaking, begin to think about the style and the method of their talk. Maybe be their own awe counter. Maybe be your own awe counter. Practice your grammarian. These methods will help you practice your skills in Toastmasters. Another area that we can focus on is feedback. I always heard the phrase, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen more than we speak. It's important to listen to other people's feedback. And we can do this in very simple methods. One idea that we can use. We have a great opportunity to have the video done by Don, which we're very grateful for, and I'm very grateful for. When you go home and you watch this video, give yourself your own evaluation, an opportunity to reflect and see outside of yourself a different perspective and be able to give insight and feedback. Another idea, second, we can share this video with other people. Share it with outside the organization, people that aren't familiar, and we can get their perspective. I've been able to do this with my brothers, and I've learned a lot from just their feedback towards my videos. I think there's an interesting principle about feedback. It's hard to know what we don't know, and so we need the help from others to be able to see that from a different perspective. Another area that we can focus on is human interaction, a good handshake. It's important to recognize there's a unique aspect of coming here today. What we do, why don't we just do at home? In fact, many of us, I assume, practice in front of the mirror. But what's the difference about coming here? To me, it's the human interaction, the secret sauce of life. So how can we benefit and strengthen this human interaction? First idea, get to know everybody's names. Their first name, their last name. Memorize their name cards while you're sitting there. Practice when you're greeting, using everybody's names. And Sherry did a great job today. So think about the ways that you can get to know each other better, whether it's their name, their profession, whatever else, and that creates a connection. Another idea. Second, we can just simply say thank you, give a compliment, or ask a question. These small little interactions create bonds that connect us. we become more engaged, more excited to come to Toastmasters, and we profit from the human interaction. Another area that we can focus on is mentoring. I admire people. I admire people in the military. When I think of honor, I think of a salute. And we can honor those by asking questions, allowing them to be a mentor for us. And we can potentially be a mentor for others. So how do we do this in practical ways? First, when you have a new role, or even a role you've done before and would like to learn a little bit more, go to someone that you've seen and ask a question. Ask them, I'm going to do grammarian next week. Can you give me 1 or 2 ideas of how to do that better? This will provide a great opportunity for you to learn from them and for them to teach you. Another practical idea. We can share our knowledge and the practice and tools that we're using here in Toastmasters with those we interact with in our work, in social interactions, or other outside interactions with people. This is a great opportunity for us to think about how to teach or how to talk about the concepts and principles we're learning. And by doing this, we create a platform for which people may ask us questions, and thereby we can be their mentor and potentially tell them the great things about Toastmasters they may join. So doing these things, we can simply, easily, without taking a lot more time, be able to provide more engagement and more benefit and get more out of Toastmasters. So I ask you, when we look at these 4 areas and the methods that I've given today, we have practice, feedback, human interaction, and mentoring. What method can you practice today? What method can you share with somebody else today? What method have you thought about as we've been talking today that you could share with somebody else or start practicing? Choose today to start a method and start an idea that you can do. Then do it each day thereafter. Do it until next week when we come back together. And I dare you that you will find a change, because I found a change. I find an engagement and an excitement coming to Toastmasters and participating in these methods. And I believe you'll get more out of Toastmasters. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.